Welcome back to another LEGO review. Today we have set 76949, the Giganotosaurus and the Therizinosaurus attack. This LEGO set contains 810 pieces, 4 buildings, 6 figs, and 2 dinosaurs. If you want this set new in box, it'll cost you about $200, and if you want it used out of box, it'll be about $150, depending on condition and all of that. First up, let's get into our 6 figures. First up, we have Dr. Alan Grant in his blue button-up shirt. This minifigure is really basic. All Jurassic World minifigures are really basic. That's why they don't really get as pricey as other minifigures and other themes. So he's pretty basic. If you didn't know he was from Jurassic World, you'd probably just think he was from a city set. He has a amber piece with the mosquito inside of it. He's a pretty basic figure. Printing on the front and back of his shirt, printing on his face, and that's all you get. Next up, we have Dr. Ali Sattler. Same thing with her. She's going to have printing on the front and back of her torso and nothing anywhere else. And I don't think she has a second face print. I believe that's it. Oh, nope, she has a scared one, if it'll focus. Yeah, another really basic minifigure. Like I said, Jurassic World minifigures don't get a lot of love. They're really basic, but you're not buying them for the minifigures, you're buying them for the dinosaurs. Next up, we have Owen Grady, and this minifigure appears so many times throughout the Jurassic World theme that he's basically, you can probably get him for $1 in any condition. Printing on the front and back of his torso. He does have some hip and leg printing. I do believe he does have an alternate face print. Yep, he's a little bit more angry. His front expression is just him grinning. Very basic minifigure. Next up, we have Claire Deering, and she also has front and back torso printing, no leg printing. I don't know about her alternate face. She does. It's a scared one. I feel like this face and minifigure has appeared so much, though, that she's also basically $1 anywhere you want her. She's also, I feel like, appeared in city sets, or like you could find her in other sets. I don't know. Again, another very basic minifigure. Next up, we have Kayla Watts, and again, front and back torso printing, no other printing on her legs or arms, and her alternate face, I believe, is just her grinning, or, yep, just a blank stare too. Again, another basic minifigure. At least this one has a more unique torso printing of her looking like she is a pilot or like a military officer. You could probably use his torso for a couple different things, but again, very basic minifigure. And our final minifigure is Dr. Wu Hin, or Henry Wu, I mean. Again, front and back torso printing, no other printing on his legs. I don't know if he does an angry alternate face. Other than that, another basic minifigure who doesn't really stand out in this set because you're really getting this set for the dinosaurs, so nothing more to add on him. Next up, we have our 2 dinosaurs in the set. The first one we're going to be looking at is the Giganotosaurus, the more expensive of the 2 in this set, and he goes for around $50 to $80 depending on the condition he's in. So I did get my set sealed, and I'll show you the box at the end, but his joints feel really loose to me, and they are on there tight, but they just, you can hear them rattle. But he does have full rotation of the leg. Well, not full, but there's rotation in the leg. His tail goes all the way around. And next up, his arms go forward and backwards like the legs. His head moves up and down, all the way around. And then his mouth opens and closes. I do believe that he does have the same head sculpt as the Indominus Rex, but I think that's the only thing. And the same tail as the Indominus Rex, just in different colors and like patterns. Obviously, these legs and arms have been on T-Rexes before, so nothing new there. This body is unique to this dinosaur, and what makes him like slightly more expensive is because of this fan or fin, whatever you want to call it. I believe in real life it would have been more spiky and less like a fin like this, like a Spinosaurus has. But if you've seen my my last video I did, it was a Spinosaurus and it was similar, but that fin was really big. I think these are meant to be more spiky and less fin-like, but obviously it's what you can do with Lego. It does look like the body is separating here. He does have nice detailing all the way around the body, with just cuts and scratches, and even on his face. You can see how big his mouth is. I think it can fit a whole minifigure. Yeah, you can practically fit a whole minifigure in his mouth. One thing I don't like about this is that the coloring from here just kind of switches dramatically. Like, I wish they would have made this fade a little bit better, but it's what they had to work with. But very cool dinosaur, really expensive, one of my favorite dinosaurs. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Therizinosaurus, and this is actually a plant-eater dinosaur with long claws. And so these are Brook-built claws. They just used the claw piece and then a clip-on piece. But these arms do look really weird without these on. It just looks like that. So it is kind of off-putting without them on there. Oh man. But yeah, these claws are pretty cool. They definitely do complete the dinosaur, because this dinosaur was known to have these long claws. And so you can move each one individually, or you can move them all together. Whatever you want to do is kind of how you want to display it. It does have some more bland legs than the Giganotosaurus had. They're just one color and no detailing. Its tail, moving on to the back, is just one long tail. Nothing spiky on it or anything. You can see we got some studs up there, so if you want to put a minifigure or saddle on it, you can. Very unique dinosaur, definitely very unique, especially this head piece. This is what makes this one super expensive. So if you want this one, it'll cost you anywhere from $30 to $50. Not as expensive, but definitely up there. And so there's some very nice feathering detail, or what's supposed to be feathers, across its whole body. This thing's mouth does open, and it opens pretty wide. It cannot fit a minifigure in it, but it is meant to be eating plants. It looks a lot scarier, in my opinion, than the Giganotosaurus, but he is a very cool dinosaur, and he's got about the same motion as the Giganotosaurus. His neck is just going to be more awkward because of that ball joint. Otherwise, very cool dinosaurs in the set, and definitely very worth picking up if you're a big Jurassic World fan. Moving on to the builds in this set, I want to start with the two vehicles that we get, starting with the smaller of the two, which is just the quad bike. I don't know what you call it, but it has some clips on the back, so you can clip in stuff, and you can see it just has a pickaxe in there for right now. Very basic build, nothing crazy. It's just a small thing to increase the price or whatever. But if we take our minifigure, we can see that he literally just sits in there like that, and then you can make him look like he's holding the handlebars if you want. But it does roll. It's very basic. I wouldn't even say this is a $10 build, probably not even $5, more like a $2 build. I think you could probably build this with pieces you have in your collection. So nothing crazy. It's just there. Next up, we have, in my opinion, one of the coolest helicopter builds that I've seen in a Lego set. And I really like the way this one is designed. It looks very modern and looks very unique. I love how they did the way these wings worked with the boosters and stuff. In the back, you can see just the tail with the one propeller. On the top, this does spin, but it feels really like there's a lot of friction to it, so it doesn't spin very well. And also another thing is that this thing is hardly attached, and so if you even slightly bump it, then the whole top of the propeller comes off. Moving into the cockpit, if you open it up, you can just see that I don't even think there's a control panel in there. Yeah, it's very basic. And if we want to put our minifigure in there, then all we do is just set her in there. She's not even held in by anything except just the cockpit piece. So if you fly it around, she's just held in there by the cockpit, otherwise she comes falling out. So that's the helicopter, but I do like the design of it, and it is very cool. And there's one last thing. So if we open up this, we can actually pull out this, and it's just this little first aid kit or medic pack, and you can see a shot and a control panel, or I don't exactly know what this is supposed to do. It might be like a dinosaur tracking device, I don't know. But it does just slide in there very nicely, and it's very satisfying to have in there. Not enough room for a minifigure like in the movie, but I think it's satisfying how it all comes together. And it's just one of my favorite helicopter builds. Definitely very fragile, but it is really cool. Next up, we have this tower, and just to fit it on screen, I had to zoom out a ton, so forgive me, but I do not have the best camera. I do like this tower. It is a very cool and modern design. If you flip it around, you can see just a whole bunch of, well, it's kind of empty actually, but you can see some control panels and some stuff inside that's like the two dinosaurs, monitoring them. But you could definitely do something really cool with this if you decide to use it for something else. Like, I could probably see myself turning this into a Star Wars build for like a clone base or something, as like a Watchtower, but it's very empty inside, very bare bones. The plants at the bottom are very fragile, so they get knocked off easily. But the one cool thing that this set does, and it's kind of finicky, but you kind of just have to set a minifigure there. And so if you pull this, the whole thing comes, this whole front panel comes falling down. It's kind of awkward because this glass pane or this glass piece sits in the way of where a minifigure would actually be standing to help pick her up. I wish it fell a little bit more, but it is what it is. It can be finicky sometimes because the piece, it's so tightly in there that sometimes it'll just get stuck like that. Yep. It is finicky, so you have to pull these, like, you basically have to pull this apart in order to make it go properly. Otherwise, I think it's a very cool design. It's very empty, and I could see myself using this for other builds and stuff, but it is very basic. On to the final build of this set. Probably the biggest piece in this set is the main building. It uses some cool design tricks to get the round and curvedness of the building. It's very modern as well. So if we look on this side, we can see some plants that are very fragile and love to break off. We can see this camera here that's supposed to be monitoring the outside. And then this part right here actually is the loading or garage bay area for the quad bike, and so you can just have them roll in and out of there if you want. It's very basic, nothing too crazy about it. On the other side, we can see like the gas and fueling area for it right there, and a wrench to fix it. Moving on to this side, we can just see some walkie-talkies and the Biosyn logo. Again, more fragile plants. Flipping it onto the inside in this area, we can actually see a telescope, or not telescope, what do you call those things? I don't know. The, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, it's those things that magnify germs and stuff, and it's just looking at probably amber. You can put an egg from this, so this actually opens up, and you can take one of these eggs and put it there to make it look like it's working on it. On the inside here, there's actually these TV screens, and one of them broke. They don't sit very well, but you can just see that it's just made up stuff that probably appeared in the movie that they just put on sticker pieces to make it feel more complete. Yeah. Up here we have a fossil from a dinosaur, and then we have a desk with the mosquitoes and bugs on it that were like the main problem in this movie. We can actually see a shelf full of amber pieces, and then we got a water or coffee machine right there, and then we can see the two dinosaurs again on that TV screen. And then at the very top of the set, we can see a radar dish for signals and stuff, and then the helicopter pad, which is very easy to use. You literally just set it on there, and it sits in nice and snug like that, and it just sits there, and then it comes off very easily. There's like a ladder design to make it seem like minifigures are climbing up it. It's definitely a very small building and nothing crazy. This door opens if you want to. It's very tight, and it's hard to get my hand in here, but it is also very open. Yeah, it's very basic, nothing crazy. There's not too much going on. So yeah. So my final thoughts before moving on to showing you the box and the instructions. This set is only worth it if you want the dinosaurs. And if you only want the dinosaurs, then I would recommend and just going and finding someone who's selling them for a cheap price, because personally, I think that this set lacks a lot of detail on the interiors of the buildings, but I do enjoy the helicopter and the two dinosaurs. The minifigures I could live without. I do like this thing, and I would use it for future projects. And I could possibly see myself using that building and transforming it into a better base for something. Otherwise, I do think that this set is only worth it for the dinosaurs, and at that point, I would just go find a seller who's selling them for cheap prices. Otherwise, I'd give this set a 4 out of 10. And that is my final thoughts. Now we're going to move on to the box and the instructions. Finally, I want to take a look at the box, and I had to take out my phone from the stand just because of how big it is. First up, down at the bottom, we got the two dinosaurs, and then all 6 of the minifigures. Going up from there, we can see the information of the set. 9 and up, 810 pieces, the set number, the set name. Moving over, you can see the original price of the set, or where it would have been. I don't know if this is accurate. I don't actually remember what the price of the set was. You can see the Giganotosaurus up in the top. We have all the buildings and vehicles in action and everything just going off. And then this nice amber wall thing that's breaking. if we flip around to the back of the box, you can see it just gives the flip around of the buildings, and then it gives some information about some of the details and stuff that you could do with the set, and then it gives real life information about the Giganotosaurus and how it were like how big it would have been and all of that. You can actually see that the Therizinosaurus would have been bigger than the Giganotosaurus, which is not true in this case. Anyways, that's everything to do with the box. Last thing is the instructions. So last thing up here is the instructions, and it's a pretty hefty book. It's a pretty big build. Just gives the information of the, not even the information, it's just the instructions. Pretty basic. You go through, build everything bag by bag. Nothing special about it. I don't remember if this showed any of the other sets from the wave. It does, so you can see that there is all the other dinosaurs from this wave. Yeah. So nothing special about the instruction booklet. Pretty big, pretty hefty, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace out.